Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Thursday, August 24th, 2023. Welcome to day 947. Donald Trump surrendered to authorities at the Fulton County Jail on 13 state charges that he conspired to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in Georgia. This is the fourth time this year that Trump turned himself in to face criminal charges. Trump was also fingerprinted and had his mugshot taken, a first in his 4 separate criminal cases. Trump and 18 political allies were indicted last week as part of a racketeering case, accusing them of engaging in a criminal enterprise to unlawfully change the outcome of the election in favor of Trump. Trump is facing 13 separate felony counts in Georgia, including violating the state's Anti-Racketeering Act, soliciting a public officer to violate their oath, conspiring to impersonate a public officer, conspiring to commit forgery, and conspiring to file false documents. Mark Meadows also surrendered at the Fulton County Jail for his alleged role in the conspiracy to overturn the election results in Georgia after a federal judge rejected his attempts to move the case from state court to federal court. Meadows claimed that his case should be handled by federal courts because it involves his work for the Trump administration. Meadows faces 2 counts, violating Georgia's anti-racketeering law and soliciting a public officer to violate their oath. The judge set his bond at $100,000. Meanwhile, the Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis asked a state judge to schedule Trump's racketeering trial for October 23, 2023, about 5 months earlier than her original March 2024 proposal. Willis made the request in response to a demand by another defendant in the case, Kenneth Chesebro, who asked for a speedier trial. Trump, meanwhile, says he opposes the October trial date and will seek to separate his case from Chesebro. Fulton Judge Scott McAfee granted Chesebro's request for an October 23rd trial and set his arraignment for September 6th. Meanwhile, Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee opened an investigation into Fulton County DA Fani Willis, accusing her of coordinating with Biden administration officials. In a letter to Willis, House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan wrote that your indictment and prosecution implicate substantial federal interests, and the circumstances surrounding your actions raise serious concerns about whether they are politically motivated. The Republican-led committee claims that the allocation of funds appropriated by Congress gives them jurisdiction over the state-level probe. They're seeking documents and other materials from Willis, including any communications with the Justice Department and whether any federal dollars were used in her investigation, which resulted in Trump's 4th indictment. The questions echo the same line of inquiry that Republicans used to investigate Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, who indicted Trump for falsifying business records to cover up an alleged hush money scheme. And finally, U.S. intelligence agencies concluded that an intentional explosion or some other form of sabotage caused the plane crash that killed Yevgeny Prigozhin, the Russian mercenary leader who led a failed uprising against Putin 2 months ago. Prigozhin was listed as a passenger on the jet that crashed north of Moscow yesterday. Although a definitive conclusion has not yet been reached, there is no evidence that the plane he was on was taken down by a missile. Putin, meanwhile, expressed his condolences to the families of those killed, adding that Prigozhin was a man of difficult fate who had made serious mistakes in life. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.